The Lantern of the Weeping Widow. The mountain village of Qingxi was cloaked in endless mist, the kind that wrapped the twisted pines and worn stone paths like a soft gray blanket. Yumei tightened her shawl around her shoulders, her fingers numb from the cold, as she stepped lightly over the damp, moss-covered stones leading to the old wooden bridge. Every night for 2 years since her husband vanished into the dark waters of Lotus Lake, Yumei carried the same lantern, a fragile paper light bound by bamboo ribs, its flame flickering bravely against the creeping fog. It was said in the village that her lantern held a power beyond mortal understanding, a beacon for lost souls and a ward against the restless spirits that haunted the lake at night. But Yumei's heart did not seek protection. It sought her Liang. The night the storm swallowed him was etched into her memory like a scar. The sky had roared with thunder, and the Wubiyo lake had churned with wrath. Liang, the village's best fisherman, had set out against the warnings, promising to return by dawn. When morning came, his boat was gone, swallowed by waves as if it had never existed. Yumei had refused to mourn. Instead, she vowed to watch, to wait, carrying the lantern every night to the lake's edge, calling his name into the darkness, hoping the light would find him. Tonight, the mist was thicker than ever, coiling like serpents around the bridge pillars. As Yumei reached the center, the lantern's glow revealed something stirring beneath the water. A pale hand breaking the surface, fingers clawing at the air as if desperate to grasp the world above. Her breath caught. "Liang?" she whispered, stepping closer. The water stilled, and then a figure emerged. A man shaped from water and shadow, his eyes gleaming with otherworldly sorrow. His voice, when it came, was like the rush of the wind through the reeds. "Yumei, why do you call me still?" Tears spilled down her cheeks as she reached out. "Because I will not let you go." The figure smiled faintly. "The lake holds me now, between worlds. I am caught in the tide of forgotten souls." "Tell me how to save you," she pleaded. He hesitated, then spoke of an ancient ritual, a ceremony lost to time that could break the curse, but only if the lantern's flame never died, and if a heart brave enough crossed the lake's treacherous waters at midnight. Yumei vowed to perform the ritual, no matter the cost. As she prepared through the days that followed, gathering rare herbs, chanting forgotten prayers, the village whispered tales of the weeping widow and her ghostly vigil. But none dared to help or hinder her path. On the night of the ritual, under a moonless sky, Yumei stepped into a small wooden boat. The lantern was her only guide, its flame steady against the cold mist. The lake was a mirror of black glass, disturbed only by ripples from her oars. Halfway across, shadows emerged from beneath the water, faces twisted in anguish, hands reaching out like desperate branches. The spirits of the lost tried to pull her under, but Yumei's will was iron. She called to Liang, her voice cutting through the wails, and pressed on. At the center of the lake, she reached a small island, where an ancient altar lay crumbled beneath wild vines. Lighting incense and reciting the sacred verses, she offered her heart's plea. The water stirred violently. From the depths, Liang rose, his form solidifying in the lantern light. He smiled, free at last. But as dawn broke, Yumei knew their time was short. To save him from eternal bondage, she would have to take his place, her soul becoming the new guardian of the lake. With tears and a final embrace, Liang bade her farewell, promising to wait for her when the time came. Yumei's lantern still glows on misty nights, a beacon of love's sacrifice and the eternal bond between two souls separated by fate, but united by devotion. As dawn's first light brushed the peaks surrounding Lotus Lake, Yume found herself alone on the shore of the small island. The altar's embers still smoldered faintly, casting a soft glow against the creeping mist. Her heart pounded, not from fear, but from a profound sense of loss and hope intertwined. She gazed out over the glassy waters where Liang had vanished moments before. The lake was calm now, but she knew its surface masked countless secrets beneath. Returning to the village was like stepping into a dream suspended between sorrow and silence. The villagers eyed her with a mixture of awe and pity. They whispered that Yume had crossed into realms no mortal should tread, and returned touched by otherworldly forces. Days turned to weeks. Yume continued her vigil, the lantern never extinguished, its light a constant against the darkening skies. Yet, as time passed, she noticed changes within herself. The coldness that sometimes settled in her bones, the whispered voices carried on the wind, urging her back to the lake's embrace. One evening, as she prepared to light the lantern at the water's edge, a soft voice called her name. Turning, she saw a child, a boy no older than 10, with eyes that shimmered like the stars reflected on the lake's surface. "Why do you wait, widow?" he asked. Yume smiled gently. "Because love is stronger than death. Because some promises cannot be broken." The boy nodded solemnly. The lake remembers. The souls it holds are bound by stories, and your story is one they cherish. Intrigued and comforted, Yume followed the boy to the village's oldest willow tree, where he revealed tales of past guardians, men and women who had sacrificed everything to protect the balance between the living and the dead. "The lantern you carry," the boy whispered, "is the beacon that guides lost souls home and keeps the darkness at bay. But every flame needs a keeper." That night, Yume understood her fate. To protect Liang's memory, to safeguard the village from restless spirits, she must become the lantern's keeper, a bridge between two worlds. Years passed, and Yume's legend grew. Travelers spoke of the lantern's glow seen flickering across Lotus Lake on moonless nights, guiding the lost and warning the living. And when the mist curls thick over the water, some say you can hear her voice, soft, persistent, a reminder that love, sacrifice, and hope endure beyond even the coldest depths.